Sinister stories.
The Gallery of Shadows. Ever since his early childhood, Thomas had possessed a unique gift, a talent for capturing life's essence on canvas. His paintings held an uncanny power, evoking emotions in those who beheld them. But little did Thomas know, his gift held a dark secret, a curse that would unleash a terrifying nightmare upon his life. In the quaint town of Ravenswood, Thomas rented a studio in an old, dilapidated building, seeking solace and inspiration within its walls. He painted with fervor, his brushstrokes weaving tales of beauty and despair. As he completed each masterpiece, he felt an inexplicable connection with his creations, as if they held a life of their own. One stormy night, Thomas finished his latest painting, a haunting portrait of a young woman shrouded in darkness. As he stepped back to admire his work, he noticed a subtle movement within the painting. The woman's eyes flickered, her expression transforming from serenity to malice. Thomas's heart raced as he realized his creation had come alive. The figure stepped out of the canvas, its movements fluid and otherworldly. The woman, now a sinister presence, leered at Thomas with malevolence in her eyes. A chilling breeze filled the room as the other paintings lining the studio's walls began to stir, their colors bleeding into the realm of reality. The studio transformed into a macabre dance of shadows as the paintings came alive. Figures emerged from their frames, their brushstrokes taking form as twisted and monstrous creatures. Their malevolent intent radiated through the air, suffocating Thomas with fear. The artist's once beloved creations turned against him, driven by an insatiable hunger for vengeance. They stalked Thomas through the dimly lit studio, their brushstrokes leaving trails of darkness in their wake. The boundaries between art and reality blurred as the nightmare unfolded. Thomas fought for his life, armed with nothing but a palette knife, his artistic tool transformed into a weapon of survival. Each stroke of the knife slashed through the monstrous figures, leaving trails of paint in their wake. But for every creature he vanquished, another emerged from the shadows, relentless in their pursuit. His heart pounded in his chest as he realized the only way to break the curse was to destroy the source of his gift, the paintings themselves. He gathered his courage and turned to face his once beloved creations, ready to confront the darkness that had consumed them. In a desperate battle against time and his own creations, Thomas unleashed a storm of destruction upon the paintings. The walls of the studio became a battlefield, with paint and canvas flying in all directions. But with each strike, the paintings fought back, their defiance fueled by the curse that bound them. As the chaos raged on, Thomas found himself face to face with the embodiment of his cursed gift, the portrait that had sparked this terrifying ordeal. With a heavy heart, he plunged the palette knife into the canvas, his actions sealing the fate of his creations. A deafening silence fell over the studio as the paintings crumbled, their life force dissipating into the ether. The once vibrant colors faded, leaving behind nothing but tattered canvases and broken dreams. Thomas stood among the wreckage, his body covered in paint and sweat, the weight of his curse lifted. Exhausted but victorious, he surveyed the remnants of his studio, a testament to the battle fought and won. The curse that had plagued him for so long had been broken, but the scars would forever remain. In the aftermath, Thomas pondered the nature of his gift. He realized that true art should not possess the power to harm, but to inspire and heal. The darkness that had consumed his paintings was a reflection of his own inner demons, brought to life by his talent. Thomas vowed to use his gift wisely, to create beauty that would uplift the soul, rather than unleash nightmares. He rebuilt his studio, a symbol of rebirth and redemption, where his brushstrokes danced with a newfound purpose. Word of Thomas's ordeal spread through the art community, a cautionary tale of the dangers that lurk within the creative process. Artists from far and wide sought his advice, seeking guidance in navigating the fine line between inspiration and malevolence. The studio in Ravenswood became a beacon of hope, a sanctuary for artists seeking solace and understanding. Thomas's journey served as a reminder that art, in its purest form, should illuminate the human spirit rather than plunge it into darkness. And as he continued to create, Thomas honored the memory of the paintings that had come alive, forever changed by their haunting existence. The Gallery of Shadows became a testament to the power of art and the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of darkness, light can prevail. The Terminal of Shadows. Jane and Mark, a couple in their early 30s, found themselves in a race against time as they rushed through the bustling airport. They had missed their red-eye flight, and frustration and exhaustion hung heavily in the air. The terminal, once a place of anticipation and excitement, now felt eerie and desolate as the last flight of the night took off, leaving them stranded. Jane and Mark approached the information desk, their voices laden with desperation. The weary airport staff directed them to a different wing of the terminal, where a small desk awaited, promising assistance for stranded passengers. However, as they followed the directions, they found themselves descending into a dimly lit corridor, the flickering lights casting eerie shadows along the walls. The couple's footsteps echoed through the deserted corridor as they ventured deeper into the labyrinthine terminal. Each turn led them further into the unknown, the signs that once guided travelers replaced by blank walls and broken directories. Panic gnawed at their nerves as they realized they were trapped in a nightmarish limbo. As Jane and Mark pressed forward, they became aware of whispers that seemed to emerge from the shadows. The voices were hushed, distorted, and filled with a sense of malevolence. The couple exchanged uneasy glances, their once strong bond tested by the growing sense of dread. The whispers seemed to guide them, urging them to take unexpected turns and venture down unexplored corridors. The air grew heavier, and the temperature dropped as the couple navigated the eerie depths of the terminal. Time lost its meaning as Jane and Mark wandered the labyrinth of the airport. Minutes stretched into hours, and the outside world became a distant memory. The sense of isolation was suffocating, and doubts crept into their minds. Were they trapped in some kind of supernatural dimension, forever doomed to roam the abandoned terminal? As Jane and Mark continued their desperate search for an exit, they encountered fleeting glimpses of figures out of the corner of their eyes. Shadows seemed to dance and twist, forming the silhouettes of phantom passengers. Their presence was unsettling, as if the spirits of those who had once traveled through the terminal were still trapped within its walls. The ghostly figures moved silently, their eyes hollow and vacant. They watched the couple with a mixture of longing and despair, seemingly trapped in a purgatory of eternal departure. In the darkest corner of the terminal, Jane and Mark stumbled upon a forgotten waiting area. The atmosphere in the room was heavy with a sinister presence, as if something malevolent lurked just beyond their sight. As they cautiously explored the area, they uncovered an old, weathered boarding pass wedged beneath a seat. The name on the boarding pass sent chills down their spines. It bore their own names, as if it was a grim omen of their fate. With fear gripping their hearts, Jane and Mark raced against time, determined to escape the haunted terminal. They retraced their steps, desperately seeking a way out, the phantom passengers following their every move. After what felt like an eternity, they stumbled upon a narrow staircase leading upward. With renewed hope, they climbed the stairs, their breaths heavy and their legs weary. At the top, they pushed open a heavy door, greeted by blinding sunlight and the bustling activity of the functioning terminal. Jane and Mark emerged from the depths of the haunted terminal, forever changed by their ordeal. They clung to each other, grateful for their escape, but haunted by the memories of the shadows and whispers that had tormented them. The couple vowed never to take their freedom for granted, cherishing every moment as they moved forward, leaving the terminal of shadows behind them.